Hello everyone, it is Pat with our Oracle card reading and messages for these final days of February heading into the beginning of March. So we're in a monthly transition here. And I pulled out a few more cards. I went ahead and pulled cards ahead of time, and I pulled out a few more than I usually do. So just in the interest of being able to move forward in a timely way to get you as many messages as possible. So as you know, I usually call on the Archangel Oracle card deck for the Archangel that's overseeing us this week. So, and the Archangel who came out for us, spilled out of the deck, is this one, and with the message of passion. This is the Archangel Haniel. And the message says, trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life and career. So given that these cards are, kind of present a theme for the week as well as an archangel that we can call upon to help us, my sense when I look at this is that it's going to be a week where we see a lot of people speaking out or continuing to speak out passionately. As we know, in the United States, we've had so much discussion and going on about gun control because of the shooting that was in Florida, etc. And our students have been really making a strong stand. And so that theme is going to continue this week. In fact, there may be more people who are, expressing themselves very passionately about this issue because it's a very serious one. So, it can also, for a lot of people, indicate that there is some new excitement around your career. There's a change there. Something's, going on in your work environment, or maybe there's some new opportunities coming to you that are reviving your passion and excitement for, the work that you do, or maybe there's a new area that you delved into that you're excited about, hoping for. So, in many ways, this card indicates renewed passion there. And don't you love that feeling when there's just renewed excitement around something? You may have been in the same situation for a long time, and then just the right opportunity comes along, and it just really sparks and motivates your excitement about things again, which is wonderful because that gives all sorts of motivated energy. And it also, if you're in a relationship, maybe there's someone new for you out there if you're single, but if you're in a relationship, again, there could be something there that happens over the course of this week, gives you new perspectives, and just reignites that passion in the relationship or the excitement. And maybe you're traveling, doing some new things, or what have you. But anyway, so passion is the theme for the week, and it covers a lot of areas. Haniel is an archangel whose name means I believe it's the grace of God, and I'm just going to double check on that so I can make sure I give you the right information. A glory of God, I'm sorry. So she helps people give glory to God by living at their highest potential. And, she helps us to prepare for things. She kind of helps us if you have to do a speech, or if you're going to be giving a speech or a presentation, she helps you to be poised and present your best self so that your communication, your speech can be effective. Okay? So, and maybe that's part of what you're preparing to do in your pursuing your passion. So, and that's what it has to do with too. Maybe you've given yourself permission this week to finally pursue your passions rather than just doing the same old, same old. Okay? So that's our theme for the week, and Haniel is our go-to angel. She has many other things that she helps us with, but we'll stick with that for this week. Now, I called on Archangel Michael cards, but I also have brought out the Earth Magic cards today because I personally was curious, given that there was a huge, huge earthquake in Papua New Guinea. It was a 7.5, I think. But there's actually been quite the earthquake swarm of large earthquakes in that area. So I was a little concerned about what's going on, with the earth in that area, and obviously the people that live in that area. So I called on those cards as well to give us some insight to that and to anything else that's going on. But for this week, I pulled our Archangel Michael cards. And for the beginning of the week, we got this one, which is Shield Yourself. And this message with this card is really shielding yourself with Archangel Michael is, I mean, you can energetically shield yourself with him. And I always encourage people to do that and to surround your children as they go off to school with Archangel Michael's shield. But it also, it's a message that spills over into things we can do in the physical world to protect and shield ourselves. And if you're speaking out passionately about things, then, you kind of want to shield yourself a little bit from potential backlash that you might get from it, because, that is a part and parcel of the whole thing. But it can be very practical things also, in the way of maybe if you're going to go on a trip, check all your tires, make sure your insurance coverage is up to date. It's just little things that you can do to take those extra steps to make sure you're covered in the event something happens. I know when Doreen made these cards, she talked about shielding in terms of, like if you go outside in the rain or the inclement weather, you'd put a coat on, or you'd take an umbrella with you to shield yourself. And that's part of what this message is about. It's making sure you take, just those extra steps to make sure you're taken care of. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you'll have to defend yourself to anybody or anything. But you just may want to have that awareness at the beginning of the week that you might need to put, some protections in place, okay? Maybe block a caller, if there's somebody who's been, repeatedly kind of tracking you down on your phone and Messenger on Facebook or something like that. You might have to take steps to block that person. Or to prevent somebody from, stealing your information, make sure you shred all your documents. It's that kind of a thing. So it's just, you'll know what it is as the week begins. Archangel Michael is just bringing that awareness to you, okay? Middle of the week, he gave us the romance angels, which kind of goes in line with the passion message that came up for this week. So it indicates that there may be some new excitement for, people out there who are either single, or there's, in a relationship where there's just some more romance going on there, some renewal of passion, some maybe a new partner for somebody out there. Or it's just, romance in general is just, that wonderful feeling. It's the enjoying the nice things of life. So it, represents that middle of the week, there's a bit more enjoyment of that. You're getting some nice things coming to you, okay? The end of the week, we have Michael saying, focus upon your health. I feel like for some people, it might be that towards the end of the week, maybe you're feeling the beginning of a cold coming on. So you might need to, take steps to, kind of nip that in the bud, if you will. Or, it may be that you've come to an awareness that you've been like staying up too late, not eating well, or there may have been so much going on in your life that you need to take some steps to take care of or address some, lingering health issues or underlying health issues that maybe you've been pushing to the side, but you can't ignore anymore. Okay. So, when there's a lot, sometimes when there's a lot going on in my life, I'll ask the angels, which of these priorities, these all feel like priorities to me, which one should I focus on? Well, this one's a very clear indication that you need to focus on your health. Okay, so if that's a question for you towards the end of the week, but it's an important one as we head into the weekend. So you might find that you need to retreat a little bit, or that you need to give yourself some rest, or you may find that you've got a cold or something and you need to take that time out to take care of yourself so that your body can get well, okay? So those are Archangel Michael's messages for us this week. The ones I pulled from the Earth Magic Oracle card deck were very interesting as well, okay? So we've got this one, Shaman, and it says Ancient Healing Wisdom. And, I feel like these two really are speaking more to, the situation going on in the country and in the world, where we need to listen to the ancient ones. We need to listen to the ones who are from our ancient native tribes, regardless of the country that you're in, all right? Because they have a great deal of wisdom and knowledge. And this card's message speaks to really a lot about healing the underlying spiritual wound first. That a lot of what's happening in the world is due to an underlying spiritual woundedness, an abandonment that, or a deeply wounded place that many people are in. And it's about healing, the healing of that needs to take place. But I also felt, as I looked at it, as it kind of popped out of the deck, that it's very much also about the fact that we need to listen to our native tribes, because and about living in balance with the earth. And they are the ones that we need to seek out for their wisdom to help us through this time. And we may find some more of them stepping forward too as we come into this week, because remember, the theme is passion, so we might be hearing from more of them again about speaking passionately about the fact that there is a balance that needs to be found, because I know right now Mr. Trump has there's actually, I just read an article about a bunch of park rangers that all resigned because whoever Mr. Trump has appointed to the National Wildlife Refuges isn't in contact with them. They don't hear from him, and they know that they're going to be dissolved, so they all left. And our public lands are at a great deal of risk right now because he's opened up so that they're not protected in the same way they were as they were before. They're not protected the same way they were before, and they've been opened up to be, to allow for, gas and oil drilling and things like that. So anyways, that's my take on this card. It's, they may be speaking out more, and we do need to really, really listen to what they're saying. The other card that came out was this one, and it's perspective from the Milky Way. And I feel like it has to do with a change in perspective. This whole card's message is really about that. The Milky Way is this huge, vast place. And for us to look out at the Milky Way, our entire cosmos, is one of those perspectives that makes you feel very small, that we're just a small little dot in the whole big universe out there. And it's about a little bit about gaining that different perspective when you take a step back and look at that bigger picture, okay, and the insights that you can gain from that. It's about it's about shifting perspective from looking at everything, looking and analyzing everything up close, to taking that step back and getting that bigger perspective, that bigger picture of the bigger pattern that's going on or taking place. Okay, it's a very immensely healing thing to do that. So I feel like this is probably again speaking to us on a nationwide and worldwide level, but also it can be definitely there for you individually, as maybe in your own personal life you're taking that step back and looking at things from the bigger perspective. Maybe that's part of what's sparking that passion in you, in your work life, your career, your desire to speak up or speak out, or to express yourself. Sometimes we all get that perspective where we look back at our lives from a bigger, longer perspective instead of just the day-to-day minutia, okay? And we look more about maybe a legacy that we want to leave behind, or, what we want our life to be committed to, what purpose, that kind of thing. So that's quite a bit to put into a week. But anyways, those are our messages. I hope that they speak to you, and please feel free to leave comments and notes below. I always like to see them and respond to them. So thank you so much, everybody. I hope you have a lovely week.